This is set number 70400, Forest Ambush. This is the smallest set from the LEGO Castle theme of 2013. Ages 5 to 12, 90 pieces, and retails regularly for about $13. Let's take a closer look at this set now. We're going to start off with our minifigures from the set this time. And we're going to start with the two Lion Knights. These are both in somewhat different colorings, because one of them is more of an archer type, and the other one's more of a soldier. So I guess they have different rankings in the army, and usually I interpret by the helmet, which is an archer and which one is a soldier. However, they're usually both classified as soldiers. And you can see both of them have face printing, which are very similar to LEGO City sets and other themes. So this is not exclusive as far as the head goes. I haven't seen this one too often though, so maybe it is more new for Castle. I'm not sure exactly. Post in the comments if it is found in other sets or other themes. We do have a new sword with this figure, and it's a new sword based on the Heroic Knight from Series 9. So I do like how they implement this into the Castle theme. You can see each of their torsos pretty clearly. Nice combination of blue, gold, and quite a bit of silver actually. You see some of the chainmail printed on here. It's a very intricate design. And we also have just metal plates as part of the armor. On the back, we get more printing with them, just continuation from the front, which is good, because some parts it will need to continue to the back. There are no back faces on either of these characters. For the Dragon Knights, these are the new villains for LEGO Castle, and they're here to storm the castle, take some riches, and head back to their evil lair. These two figures have absolutely new printing for their torso and heads. The heads are absolutely new for this theme, and, well, this is one of the easier ways you can find them. We'll just move down some of the some of the weapons to show you the printing. The printing on them both are actually different from each other. I thought they were almost the same. So I might have this wrong when assembling it from the set. I do apologize for that, because they did look very similar. And basically the difference between them is the belt, and this one also has a little bit more chest and shoulder armor. So they are very similar from the torso. It's kind of okay, but I would have liked to see a little bit more difference so I don't confuse them when I'm building. Because maybe they have different rankings. Okay, I did have their torsos mixed up, so sorry about that. I just checked in the instructions. We'll take a closer look at their faces, because their helmets have been used multiple times in the past. So here's our first guy. Very nice snicker on his face. And here's our second one. Kind of got a missing tooth area, but still very determined. And now a look at them from the back. So as you saw, the one with the brown belt has more somewhat lockings on the back of his torso. The one with the gray belt has more, I guess, chain lockings. So it is much more different to tell from the back of them. And I do like how the torso wraps around to the other side. We get a more angry face with this guy. He doesn't like to be defeated. And the other one is more disappointed in his defeat. Maybe he's sorry for his actions. But he definitely has a face of disappointment. Now the helmets I did correct on these two. So we do find these figures in other sets, as well as some of the Dragon Knights. The torsos are definitely in different sets, and as well the faces. But you may find them in different ways between the sets. Some of them may be slightly different in their variations. We also get in this set what was, to my surprise, a dog. Now we have seen this many times before, but I think this is a more redesigned version of a dog, not by its torso, or not by just its printing, but also by the back legs, and the front legs as well. Usually with the dogs, from what I've known a while ago, these dogs would have legs that were pretty symmetrical from the back side and the front side, but these show his 2 legs forward, or 2 legs standing still, and then the back 2 are walking. So it could present a stance whether he's just standing still or he's walking towards something, or maybe grabbing attention. I do like the printing on him because it's a very cute design, and, you know, gives it a little bit more character for what kind of dog it could be. This is on the good guy's side, so I do like how we have that. And it does make sense, because some knights may have a dog like this to go out with them hunting or on some expeditions. Now, let's get to some of the other features of the set. We're going to start off with the extra pieces. Some of these extra pieces we have right here. We do get an extra of those nice swords. Great design for this sword, as a redesign of an older castle type sword, and I really like how this is done, because it's got very good detail and will stay very, very well put. It'll probably be used many more times in the future with castle sets. We get an extra stalk piece, sometimes used on carrot stalks. It can be used just as grass pieces. We get an axe piece. The metal from the axe is an extra piece. And we get 2 1x1s and a Technic pin. From the box art, I forgot to do the box art, but I know I'm taking quite some time with this. From the box art of the set really represents all the features of the set and shows everything just as it needs to be. I noticed though, the kind of format that's shown for the top and the bottom. So it's very classy looking. It doesn't, like it makes me feel like it's an older castle set. I do like how they show the riches on the top, so it's a possibility of different treasures you can get in the set or any of the other sets. What I don't like though, they have the dog just kind of off put on the side. So I know it's very congested in this area of the scene. I'm not sure where else they could have put this, but maybe have him a little bit more inward, because I don't know, maybe I like it on the side because it adds more, but I don't know. I feel like some areas it's congested, some areas it might need to move in some more. On the back of this, we get just the push open function, which is something I really like for these sets. Smaller sets usually have these, and it's fun to push the box open like so. We also get some more of the action with all the figures fighting, and it shows you some of the main actions of the set. It also shows you a little comic, well, not really a comic, I guess. Actually, yeah, it is more of a comic on the back. So it shows, a little storybook, so it's got a fantasy feel to it. They show soldiers preparing some treasures, and then these guys are in waiting for them to ambush. Then we have this soldier on the bottom, lego.com/castle. We got 2 bags in this set, one mainly having smaller pieces, one having larger pieces. So it's very simple to put together, and very simple to look through the pieces. The first model we have is the wagon. This is a simple wagon that has some places for accessories. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. You can fit one of the swords back here, one of the shields. You could also fit some swords in the front, and we also have a king's flag in there. Very simple design. You can build this on your own, and we get treasure in here. What I notice, this is how the top of it is built, so you have some flat area to fit other things, mainly the treasure chest. Now the treasures we get in here include 6 little 1x1 pieces. They're used as coins. We get 3 jewels, red, yellow, and green, translucent. And we get a golden cup. You can carry this with the minifigure on this handle in the front. You probably have one of them carrying it, and the other one is walking by to make sure that no one ambushes them. This tree setup features an ambush. We have a flickfire missile in the back with an archery section, so that makes the archery section feel more alive, that you can shoot something. We also get a hideaway section, so you could, you could disguise yourself inside the bushes and forest area. We also get an extra flickfire missile and extra space for a weapon. And the main feature of the set, other than the Flickfire missile, is you can knock this tree over. That's why one of the characters can use their axe. They use it to chop the tree down, which is by simply just pushing it. It's a very structural build to keep the tree together, so you don't have to worry about pieces falling apart. There's actually a pole piece inside of here, as you can see on the top, that helps the tree hold together. And I thought this was going to be a little bit wider than what I'm seeing now, so I'm actually a little bit offset by how big this was going to be, if it was going to be able to hold both of our figures in the back, but you can only have much room for one, really. So I'm a little bit disappointed by that. I would have liked to see a little bit more space so you can hide both of the figures in the bushes. Plus, the disguise is really not going to help much. Even if you hold it here, you still have this archery piece put right out in the front. So they should have a little bit more room for disguising, you know, this little crossbow. And I do like the idea that crossbow has a firing function per se. In the pretend play, that's the idea for this Flickfire missile. So you have that available. Overall, as a small set, I like this. It kind of presents a battle pack feel because we get heroes, we get villains, and we get a little accessory for each of them. So it does have a good play between people, with differences of, you know, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. So imaginative play and play amongst others is encouraged. This is something you could probably buy in multiple packs just to get more of the figures and to probably set up a better tree scene, because I'm really disappointed by how small that is. I was expecting it to be maybe a few studs wider, not to be incredibly big, but a little bit bigger so you could hold both figures in the back. I would have liked that. And overall, I like the figures. Good design on them. Good design on the set. So I do like the idea for it. It works out well. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next time with more LEGO set reviews.